Bro, I'm telling you, he is literally just a hog. This is what happens when you have no personal convictions whatsoever. You just simply do not have any personal convictions, any policy solutions, any opinion on policy at all, and that you only care about team sports.
Okay, and finally, new rule. Someone must tell the usual suspects on the far left that the saying is, when you're in a hole, stop digging, not keep digging.
Oh, by the way, we were wrong. I wanna come out. I wanna come out and tell you guys openly, my bad. Okay? My bad. Remember last week when I said I wrote Bill Maher's script? It turns out they didn't use my script last week. They used it this week. And I was wrong. Because I wrote the script. I wrote this exact script last week and I talked about it. And you guys were like, oh, well, it doesn't seem like he's covering that at all. He actually talked about defending Tony Hinchcliffe's like Trash Island joke instead. This is the week where he is hating Jews was a bad look. Don't do it again. I've never hated Jews. Dude, I love these guys hallucinating. Like, I love the hallucinations of these dudes where they're like, not only is he hallucinating, he's moved on to the second thing where he's like, don't do it again. Like, you've done it already, but don't do it again. Trump voter, by the way. Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Talk about doubling down on what got you in the first place. Even the one concession I've heard a few people on the losing side offer, that liberals should stop saying the Trump voters are stupid, comes with a kind of unspoken parentheses. We know they are stupid, just don't say it. Yeah, I got bad news for you. They don't have a monopoly on stupid. You wear Queers for Palestine t-shirts.
Oh my God. Yep. Up there it is. My writing back in action, baby. Sorry, guys. Sorry, chat. I wrote this. I'm sorry. It's probably my best work. Like I said, it's probably my best work. Yeah. Queers for Palestine shirts. That's what lost Kamala Harris the election.
And masks 2 years after the pandemic ended.
Yeah, this was this played another major role in the election, was mask wearing. It was a big point of contention. There were so many pro-maskers on the Democratic Party front. It was crazy. Major factor in the election was Queers for Palestine and mask wearing. Yeah.
You can't define woman, I mean person who menstruates. You're the teachers union education party and you've turned schools and colleges.
You hate misgive now?
Joke.
Wait, what? No? What the Where is any of this coming from?
You just lost a crazy contest to an actual crazy person.
I like that the argument here is that, like, you lost a crazy contest to an actual crazy person, and I basically agree with, like, everything he's saying. Like, oh, he's a crazy person who I happen to agree with almost entirely. Okay? Wait, which one is it? Is it this the one? Is this a little bit better, chat? No, the vibes are too... Is the lighting better like this? Mar always copies Sam Harris's homework. Had to wait for Sam's podcast to come out to develop his takes. Excuse me. I'm the one who wrote this. I'm the one who wrote this script. Calm down. Misgive said it'd be better for you to be banned from Twitch than for all Twitch streamers to lose out on ad revenue. Not sure what the full context was, but the individual clip didn't look good. Yeah, he was most likely farming LSF because it is the easiest way to get updates on Reddit. And I believe he literally openly stated that it was bait immediately afterwards. But it's okay. I mean, even if he was being serious, like, what am I supposed to do? I still don't hate him.
You love to speak truth to power, and we always should, but you have completely lost the ability to speak truth to bullshit. The Democratic polling firm Blueprint told Democrats months ago that black voters, AKA their supposedly liberal base, were more likely to find the president too liberal than too conservative. They also found that voters...
Here's him laughing at D for taking the bait.
He was fucking clip-baiting, dude.
Yep.
He was clip-bait. Imagine being clickbaited by Clickbait Andy to then be reacted by a video of Ludwig reacting to the reaction of Asman, but Destiny's watching this interaction. But then this guy chimes in and is not reacting to that, and I'm watching this whole ordeal.
This is so good.
Imagine.
Which is like already sweeping because Mizkiv's saying, yeah, just ban Hasan, ban politics, because Mizkiv actually knows what's going on.
No way! No way! No way! No way!
They're so stupid. Oh my God. Ay. People want to have you banned for your politics. I want to have you banned for subjecting us to Bill Maher's smarmy voice. Well, you're going to eat it. I think that half of that community doesn't understand when someone is like being sarcastic, and the other half of the community doesn't care because they can just use it as a talking point to be like, see, even his friends hate him. And I think that's what it is. Best comment from that thread. Sure, Miskiff was baiting us, but his bait was actually right because it agrees with our overarching goal, which is getting us on stopping anti-Semitism. Yeah. I mean, yeah. That is precisely what this is. The fans are in denial and pissed that you didn't tell Lud to edit that video. Brother, I don't know. I don't know what to... I don't know how to explain to people that they're like hallucinating. They're hallucinating so hard that they have like duped themselves into this permanent... They've duped themselves in this like permanent state of believing their own false narratives. Cheeseball Gate version 2.0, yeah. Oh. Hasananon. What's the leverage that you would have over Ludwig? That doesn't make sense. I don't know. I don't know what the they're cooking up over there. They have given themselves collective psychosis. Q Hasan. Yeah, that's a good one too. It is pretty funny, like I said, that like the truth does not matter. So for them, it's like they will continue. The more the narrative crumbles apart and the more it becomes insane, the more they lean into it. Instead of just like revisiting it, instead of revisiting this idea that like I'm somehow the puppeteer, the puppet master is controlling everything that's going on at Twitch and everything that's going on with like Ludwig and everything that Miskiv is doing, the more they double down, triple down, quadruple down. Miz mentioned Dan not long after the clickbait, and Dan was in the chat within the minute trying to recruit him. Yeah, it's very strange. Liberals are just going to double down and create a false narrative or using purposely flawed data. They are doing that. This is analogous to what's going on. Watching Bill Maher talk about this shit is also low-key analogous to what we have been talking about with the collective hysteria that Destiny's community is engaged in and try to get others on board with on their LSF brigades.
What happened is I said something on stream was pretty much joking, so I knew it would get farmed because I just wanted to get on live stream fails.
Okay.
And it got skyrocketed on there.
Nice.
Which then Twitter started taking it seriously and started saying based Miz. And then Ludwig put it in a mogul mail saying I blame Hasan for everything, which is so funny.
But
and then
he took it seriously?
I don't even think he took it seriously because if you listen to the clip, I didn't even blame Hasan.
No, like Lud took it seriously? Like he thought that you were being for real? Or like he was just trying to farm you?
I think he was just trying to farm me because it didn't make any... I never blamed Hasan. So then That happened, and then now there's more stuff, and honestly, it's just funny. And then there's one guy on Kick who said that Mizkif is right or something because I blamed Hasan. It's just funny.
So basically, your plan worked a little too well.
It worked way too well. Like, chat knew I was farming it.
Yeah, but once again, this doesn't correspond to the narrative that we're trying to build up, which is that, like, Hasan is this anti-Semitic linchpin that is responsible for all these ads that have been taken away from Twitch's content creators, which seemingly hasn't really happened either, with some notable exceptions. But also simultaneously, everybody hates him for this thing that may or may not even be happening. Because I saw Mizkif talk about how, like, his ad revenues have not gone down either in this process, and so has Pirate Software and many other people. But it's like, it's so nutty, dude. I will be voting for Schumer Awards later, yes.
Voters didn't just want Harris to distance herself from Biden. They wanted her to distance herself from what they believe the entire Democratic Party has become, a Portlandia sketch. A bunch of privileged mean girls complaining about privilege and trying to make fetch happen. What a shocker that the people who see everything through the lens of race and sex see their election loss as a result of racism and sexism. Yes, if only we weren't so irredeemably unenlightened, we would have elected a black president by now. Oh, what, we did? Oh, right, and then re-elected him. Maybe you missed it because it wasn't on TikTok.
Oh my God, I hate him so much. He is such a smarmy asshole, dude. He is such a smarmy asshole. Maybe you didn't realize that we elected Obama twice. I guess you didn't see it on your tic-tac-toe. I am not out of touch.
And sexism? Hillary got 3 million more votes than Trump, which in a normal country would be called a victory. It wasn't 21st century sexism that prevented a woman from being president. It was the Electoral College. Democrats run for office as if the
Trump won both, so
voters don't live here. As if they don't go to the grocery store and Starbucks and the office, but they do. They live here. And they actually see women and people of color. And it doesn't look like some patriarchal racist nightmare. Do problems remain pertaining to racism and sexism? Of course. But a poll last year asked, if America is the greatest country in the world, more blacks and Hispanic Americans agreed with that than the white progressives. It asked if racism is built into our society. White progressives agreed with that at higher levels than black and Hispanic people. It asked if government should increase border security. Same result. Hispanic Americans are less okay with illegal immigration than whitey.
I love this. I love this argument. Like, it's like, actually, these Hispanics agree with a more rigorous border policy than the white progressives. Who's the real racist now? First of all, none of this shit matters, okay? None of it. And also, what the fuck is a white progressive in comparison to the entirety of the Hispanic population? Like, what about Hispanic progressives? What the fuck are we talking about? What percentage of the Hispanic population polled here self-identifies as white? Like, this is the worst way to look at data. It makes no sense. Hispanics are not a monolith. It's a super stupid way to do this. Not only that, but also, hey, dumbass, Kamala Harris ran to the right of the former administration's border policies. So what is the argument here? She made an argument that she was going to be the border control person. It failed. People saw that as hypocritical. Okay? People saw that. They looked at it and went, what the fuck? You just said that they were racist. You said that that shit was racist not that long ago. And now you're acting like you want to do the racist shit. How am I supposed to believe you? So the thing I will never understand about Bill Maher here, like what he's advocating for is like, what you hate the Republican Party, but you also want the Democrats to be more like the Republican Party. This is what happens when you have no personal convictions whatsoever. You just simply do not have any personal convictions, any policy solutions, any opinion on policy at all, and that you only care about team sports and trying to get the Democrats to win. How the Democratic Party wins the election matters. If they were advocating for every single position that the Republican Party was advocating for, like down to the last moment, you know, if Bill Maher's wishes were identified by the Democratic Party, which many of it were, right? Many of it was. And they were just saying like, no, we're the new Republican Party. We're the real Republican Party. And they still lost. Would you turn around at that point and go, okay, we got to take a cold, hard look at ourselves and maybe restructure the way the party operates? No, he doesn't give a shit. It's crazy that everything that the Bill Maher types wanted was given to them by this campaign, and they still lost. And they're turning around and still going, you just didn't go right enough.
The votes are in. They don't want your pity. And black people can't afford to indulge rich.
It's not pity, you idiot. Like, framing this conversation around humanizing migrants over leaning into the made up problems that Republicans run with, like migrants are doing rapes and crimes and shit, when there is no data that shows that at all. All data points to the exact opposite of that. Like, leaning into right-wing hallucinations on this issue is not simply white guilt, okay? There are a shit ton of people who just simply did not vote because they felt like the Democratic Party was not representing their interests whatsoever. Laken Riley. Dude, I don't know how to describe this to you, but like approximately 20,000 homicides and cases of manslaughter happen in the United States of America. 29 of them this past year were done by illegal immigrants. Okay, 29. It's literally like yelling about the match that someone lit in a house fire. Okay, you just don't care about this one? No, I do. I do care about it. I care about all of it. I'm trying to describe to you something that you will never understand. 29 versus 20,000. There is a massive problem of homicide. Okay, you said none. No, I didn't. You just don't understand the English language, even though this is my second language. I clearly have better command over it than you do. I did not say not a single murder was committed by undocumented immigrants, you dumb. Why would I say that? That's not the truth. I never said that. You're just an idiot, and you don't have, you don't have adequate reading, comprehension, or critical thinking skills. That's the problem here. Feels like I'm talking to a real dumbass. I don't need to lie, specifically because the data, the truth, is on my side. Isn't one too many? If your house is on fire, do you want to put out the house fire, or are you going to yell at the person that lit a match during in the house fire? What's the best way? If your house is on fire, are you going to turn around and be like, "Oh, dude, you lit a match"? The Laken Riley case is a standalone case that is not representative of the broader problem. Okay, it's not a bad analogy. Murders and homicides are the house fire in this instance. Okay, all fire in this circumstance is the same. Murder and homicide. Murder and manslaughter, no matter who's doing it, is bad and should be combated. Okay, undocumented migrant or documented U.S. citizen. It does not matter. It's not a weak analogy. Okay, it's still the same fire. Do you focus on the singular match that is lit in the house fire, or do you focus on trying to take out the house fire in and of itself? Yeah. The idea that you are going to forcibly deport 12 to 20 million people that are living on U.S. soil currently that have nothing to do with this 29 different instances of manslaughter, which includes car accidents in it, and homicides, which includes the case of Laken Riley, is not a solution to the problem of crime. There's a much larger problem here. To be a real dumbass.
White people's need to endlessly flagellate themselves. They just want prices to go down and good jobs and the police when you call them. Black people, they're just like us.
Bro, I'm trying to understand your stance, but you're not making it easy. If there are 20,000 murders and manslaughters that take place on US soil year round, and undocumented immigrants that come from many different backgrounds, many different cultures, many different nations from all around the world that are far from monolithic and very diverse as a matter of fact. But even if you were to lump them all together, are responsible for 29 of them, okay? Do you think every single migrant being forcibly deported is an adequate solution to lower the number of manslaughter cases? Do you think you're putting a dent in the 20,000? Okay? You're not. Undocumented immigrants are responsible for less crime per capita overall across the board than natural born US citizens. The number of undocumented, the number of crimes, especially crimes such as homicide and murder, are statistically negligible. Okay? It is so insignificant that I'm trying to explain to you that with 20,000 homicides and manslaughter cases in the United States of America, the fact that you are trying to tackle not even an entire group of people that are responsible for 29 individual cases, because you're now attributing all the crime to, you know, people's documentation status, which is so stupid. And that in and of itself is also bigoted. It's the same principle behind like 1350, you know? We have to tackle crime in this country. That's why we have to over-police black communities. It's the same exact racist ideology. It's white nativist anti-immigrant agenda.
Kamala spent 100 days telling voters, I know it feels like crime and illegal immigration are bad, but your feelings. Look at this chart. Yes, there's a lot to not like already about the new regime, but maybe take 1 week to ask what you did wrong. The basis for Democratic campaigns has become...
Not Bill, though. He doesn't have to think about what he might have been advocating for that's wrong. And he certainly will not be doing that in the process. He will not be doing that today.
We're the smart people. That we know from the get-go. No need to look into that. We know that a priori, which is a Latin phrase the Red Hat people wouldn't have a clue about.
Oh, they're so stupid. The Republicans are so dumb. Yeah, dude, they're dumb, but so are you, okay? This is the thing that I despise about smarmy liberals that fancy themselves to be so much more intelligent than the dumbass Republicans, while simultaneously they hallucinate in the same exact direction as those dumbass Republicans. They have a purpose, okay? They have a reason for this cognitive dissonance. They're mainlining it on a daily basis from Fox News. You, on the other hand, you're supposed to be well-educated. So what's your excuse, you idiot? Like, how the fuck can you be like, these stupid Republicans believe the dumbest things, and I believe them too? Ugh. Like, what? They're transphobic. So are you. They think we need to have a muscular border policy because immigrants are doing crimes. So do you. Okay? They want Israel to be able to melt Gaza. So do you. What's the difference? You're just like marginally more pro-gay than the average hog? Is that what it is? Yeah, they're anti-vaxxers. So is Bill Maher. What's the difference? Like, what is it? What do you want? What more do you want? It's just weed. Hogs love smoking weed. So it's not even that. So what is it? Bill Maher smokes weed, so do hogs. He wants the Republican policies, but he wants to be smug and intellectual about its defense. Ugh, you stupid, dumb Republicans don't understand. Ugh. Like, what is it? Why did he vote Democrat if his stance is Republicans? He just hates the Republicans. He thinks the Republicans are dumb. Okay. He hates Republicans. He thinks Republicans are dumb. He claims to hate religion, but loves Israel. Okay. Which is a religious ethno state. So there's that. Okay. So that's it. That Republicans are Christian, and that's what they base their morality around, a false understanding of Christianity. You, on the other hand, don't have that, don't have that intellectual hang up. So how the fuck did you arrive at so many similar goddamn positions to the average hog then? And also, he doesn't have an issue with, sourcing the Bible when talking about Israel. So on the issue of Israel, he's like identical to a hog. Yeah. I don't believe in God, but I believe that a higher power promised the land to the chosen sons and daughters of God. I'm Bill Maher. I hate religion except for the religious ethno state of Israel. I don't like the same take as Bonarelli. I'm Islamophobic because I hate Islam because I'm an atheist. I know.
But they don't need to. Have you seen my "In This House We Believe" lawn sign? See, it says right on it, we believe in science. Right, which is why you demanded no one even debate whether COVID could have escaped from the one lab in the one city where they were.
Oh my God, he literally is. Have you ever thought what Gaza does to the gays? Yeah. No, this person is being sarcastic. They're doing a Bill Maher take. Bro, I'm telling you, he is literally just a hog.
Studying it. How far-fetched. The New York Times called it racist. Democrats have become like a royal family that, because of so much incest, has unfortunately had children who are retarded.
I love that. Whoa, dropping the R slur. Ooh, edgy boy. I love the lab leak theory because, like, it's a theory, just like zoonotic disease spread is a theory. The scientific consensus at the time was that it was a zoonotic disease spread, okay, through the wet markets, whereas the CIA under the Trump administration, the State Department under the Trump administration was saying, no, they were literally building this in a lab, okay? They were building this in a lab. It's still, the zoonotic disease spread is still the consensus, and yet many Americans basically under the Joe Biden administration, still go along with the idea that, no, it's definitely the lab leak. That's fine, okay? I'm not saying that I know 100% with certainty. I can simply only resort to people that are, significantly smarter than myself, okay? It is zoonotic. We have all the evidence except the animal itself, which is impossible to get. This is the main issue with China not being transparent. But yeah, the heel turn with Maher was clear when he blamed Stan Lee for Trump's success because of comic book superheroes and not Hollywood, and Maher normalizing Trump to begin with. It changes nothing about how unprepared the U.S. was for a pandemic and how poorly the Trump administration handled COVID. Bro could have sent masks to every American in the mail and said, if you're a patriot, you'll wear a mask. And probably 100K people at least wouldn't have died that are now dead. Yes. Pretty sure lab leak is the consensus now. I don't think so. I don't think it's the consensus at all. I think it is a theory, just like the zoonotic disease spread is a theory. And unfortunately, the way science works, it takes decades sometimes to figure out exactly how this happened. Now, having said that, I'm not discounting that it was potentially gain of function research that escaped the lab, okay? I'm not. But it's still, once again, a theory and not 100% a fact. Having said that, however, him pushing this line once again while simultaneously being like an anti-vaxxer is just him being a hog. So what's the difference?
Royal family that, because of so much incest, has unfortunately had children who are retarded. And the same thing can happen to ideas if they are also conceived in an atmosphere of intellectual incest. Maybe take the clothespins off your noses and actually converse with the other half of the country. Stop screaming at people to get with the program and instead make a program worth getting with. What good is liberalism if you don't win elections? Last week, Massachusetts Congressman Seth Moulton said, "I have 2 little girls. I don't want them getting run over on a playing field by a formerly male athlete. But as a Democrat, I'm supposed to be afraid to say that." Yes, there's the problem in a nutshell. Because Congressman Moulton sounds reasonable to me, but his campaign manager immediately resigned in protest. Let me make this as plain as I can to the smart people. The campaign manager who resigned, yeah, let that person go. Marginalize that guy.
That's right. Trans people. God, I'm not doing it in a dumb way. In the way that these disgusting Republicans and their uneducated fears of trans people would say this. I'm saying that in a cool elitist kind of way. I am Bill Maher. I'm so much smarter than a Republican. I hate Republicans, but I love what they represent. You're right. 40 trans athletes at the varsity, up to the varsity level in this entire nation. And I think that's the reason why Kamala Harris lost the race. Because I spend a whole bit of time thinking about the 40 transgender athletes. That's right. We should spend tens of millions of dollars dealing with these 40 transgender athletes. Up next, I'm going to shit on women's sports again. I hate him. I hate him so much. He sucks so bad. Sometimes I imagine how awesome it would be if this invited you on a show. No, if you keep making fun of Bill Maher enough, will he do a segment on you? Probably not.
Try making too woke be a cancelable offense. It's important for America to have a center-left party and for that party to be competitive, and a good first step toward
America literally had a center-left party, okay? America now has a center-right party. America has a far-right party and a center-right party. And the center-right party, of course, lost. Because why would you ever go for the diet soda when you can get the real thing? Okay? And many Americans were like, yeah, I want the real thing, dog. That's great. So it is entirely so stupid for Bill Maher to, run this theory when it does not correspond to reality at all, even a little bit.
that goal would be to make the voters not want to punch you in the face. I will conclude by saying the reason I'm so mad at the Democrats is because as a voter, the issues that were important to me were democracy and the environment. And now, there's no one to champion or defend either of them because you, with your aggressively anti-common sense agenda and shitty exclusionary attitude, blew it. You lost everything. House, Senate, White House, Supreme Court, and left us completely unprotected and ready to be violated. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody! Actually, we're on next week. We're on next week for our season finale. I will see you there.
Yeah, no, that's why Kamala Harris lost. Not because of anything not because of anything she did. Come on now, of course. It's because of the left, always. And it will forever be the left.